that, Candace. Nice offload in to number 3 to the Raptors as they continue to mount their assault, and that's number 6 for Glendale, Joanna Kitlinski, taking the ball down just inside the 22 of Beantown. Penalty assessed against Beantown, giving further momentum to that Glendale squad as they come out in the second half. Firing away. That's the way you got to do it, right, Inez?
Absolutely. This Glendale team really came out with some enthusiasm in this second half and really didn't spend much time in Beantown territory in the first half. But they're really showing a reversal of that right now. It's really interesting. They're going to Hannah Stolba is going to kick for points here. Which, might be exactly what's needed to kind of start putting some dents into the Beantown armor.
Yeah, it's a very close match, but Beantown has been extremely dominant to this point. Dominant in possession, dominant in terms of spending most of their time in the red zone of the Raptors, and now Hannah can make a change in that momentum, and it seems like she does. She makes that kick, so that's 3 points added. And for the first time this match, Glendale has assumed the lead. The score is 10 Glendale, 8 Beantown. Anybody's game at this point.
Absolutely. We'll see what Beantown can come up with in terms of an answer for that. Beantown really was showing a lot of dominance in the first half, but really didn't translate into the scoreboard at all.
When you have that much possession, that much time, you've got to score points, especially when you're at an event of this caliber. This is national championships. This is where it's all laid out. This is where the culminating point, that moment of brilliance. And any opportunity you get to have possession, you make the most of it, you maintain it, you score again. It's all about racking up the points.
Well, let's see what Beantown can do with this platform that they're setting up, a Beantown scrum. And it looks like they're going to attack weak and try to get the ball into Ashley Clancy's hands, who's shown herself to be quite a ferocious runner.
Yes, she has. That ball was thrown straight. Kittery Wagner, U.S. hooker, showing her expertise, excellent ability. Penalty there against Beantown. And Hannah Stoba's having a discussion again with the ref regarding the ball positioning. I assume Hannah thought that it'd be better for them to take possession of the ball where it went out. Referee doesn't agree. That kick goes to touch.
They lost a little bit of territory on that kick, but not too bad.
These lineouts again are a key component of this game. That ball is thrown in straight. Glendale is off to the attack. Anna keeps it, takes it in, setting up some forward ball. mounting some pressure on this attack as they drive them back behind the gain line. Kick to relieve some pressure. Manitoba makes. And a little bit of a fumbling around with the ball, but Beantown ends up with it. Not so much.
That's going to
come back.
That's going to come back. Scrum to Beantown.
Or actually the Raptors.
Excuse me, yes. No.
But your predictions may prove correct in that. Beantown's been very dominant in their scrums. I don't know if they've lost an edge here as the game has elapsed due to fatigue, but we will see. They were very dominant in their scrum. They won two or three scrums against the head, so we'll see. Referee's not liking what she's seeing, so she calls that up and they'll regroup and do it again. Is showing some dominance in that scrum, putting pressure on the Glendale attack. That may have been what they needed to get them fired up. And Kit Wagner, open field, takes the ball, pop kicks it.
Little pop kick, and she's tripped. And Beantown is unable to handle it.
It looks like Glendale scores in the corner. Oh, mishandles by Beantown result in a Glendale try.
So that sequence of events, which came from a nearly disrupted Glendale scrum, I think Glendale showed a lot of patience and keeping their heads on, not allowing that to really disrupt them, but being patient and finding the holes as they came.
Absolutely. That takes our score, Glendale 15, Beantown 8. Manitoba attempts this kick. This Glendale's kicking game is going to probably keep play in Beantown's half just due to the wind behind them.
Absolutely. That definitely would be my strategy if I were in Hannah's shoes right now.
All right. They have good runners that could pursue those kicks. They could do this all day. They'll wear down this Beantown squad. Let's see if that's what they have built in.
That kick from Hannah was no good, and it score remains at 15, Glendale, 8, Beantown.
Knock on there by Glendale, number 7. She's not happy with herself. Those things happen, but this is a time in the game where you got to execute the basics, catch the ball. Catch those easy balls. Just coming into the game, number 19, Amy Daniels. Dynamic, impactful substitution. Going to be playing inside center.
Amy Daniels, one of the Eagles that will be traveling on the European tour. Playing against Italy and France upcoming. The Eagles are leaving on Tuesday. And let me take this opportunity to plug their fundraising efforts, which they are trying to fundraise $25,000 in order to offset player costs. And you can do that by visiting, you can donate by visiting www.emidaniols.org. usarugby.org/women's-eagles. And if you want to follow them on Twitter, you can do that too at USA Eagles Rugby, and follow them by looking for hashtag WRugby and hashtag 5-Day Challenge.
And Beantown is putting on the pressure in this attack, doing a great job. Just lost possession, but did a great job to maintain possession and keep themselves in this end of the field. They're going to have to capitalize on this opportunity in order to get back into this game. They've got the wind against them this half. So any opportunities they can get to be essentially in their green zone, they've got to make the best of. It's a Beantown possession. Line out here.
And we see number 19, Amy Daniels, coming in off the bench, and she's already had a big impact on the game. She's a big, strong runner. So it'll be interesting to see how Beantown uses her and her fresh legs to get some impact on this game and perhaps change the momentum.
Absolutely. No, Richard Ashfield strategically put her into this game this half. And it looks like this is a time when they need a little bit of a pickup in that back line. She's a great runner. She can find those holes, and she's deceivingly fast. And so could add to the attack for this Beantown squad. I'm guessing a safe throw to the first jumper here would be the bet for Beantown.
And you're right.
Absolutely, and they're doing what they do best. They're mauling that ball. And if I were them, I'd keep this ball in until we hit the try zone, because they can do that. They're dominating.
They have been known to score many tries.
Absolutely.
By simply driving in balls.
And it's looking like they're going to do that right now. Allowed one of the Glendale players to kind of peel in there and disrupt. Now we got a Beantown advantage. And there we go. And that's that was a great patience move. Most teams probably would have taken the quick tap in a panic to score. Beantown is taking their time, talking it over, and planning this out.
Looks like they've elected to scrum.
That's a splendid choice based on the results so far today. Splendid choice. They could have gone one of two ways. They could have mauled it in from a line out. But it's all about minimizing the risk, and they're doing that with their scrum. Very solid scrum platform. These forwards are just drooling at the bit, wanting to take this ball in. Patience, execution. They're displaying all of those fundamental things. There's just all sorts of chaos out there.
But
as that ball
they've
is
lost
turned
possession.
Over. Yes, they have. That was a beautiful kick there by Hannah Stova to take some of that pressure off the Glendale defense, or the Glendale in general. So this burden rests on the thrower for Beantown to throw it in straight and move back down to where they were. Beautiful throw. And again, obstruction called against Beantown in that line out. That's a critical loss of possession there.
That might be a big loss. Beantown worked very hard to get back down to their green zone, and in just minutes that was all reversed, with now Glendale nearly at the Beantown 22-meter line.
So this Beantown defense is going to really have to come forth and shut this offense down. They're going to have a chance as the minutes slip away, the opportunities slip away to come back into this game. Beantown steals that line out.
So nice big hit there by Amy Daniels, again showing just how much of an impact she's going to make on this game.
Already has had an impact. That's scrum to Beantown. Got a Glendale player down. So both teams are going to get a minute while this player is tended to.
So it seems like Beantown has had their share of injuries this season, losing one of their main impact players, Mel Denham, who was placed on the disabled on the DL this year after injury to her knee, so which has really limited her playing time. So she's not playing today, and I think Beantown would miss her leadership and also her tenacious play. She's really one of the most hard-nosed and hard-working players that I've ever had the privilege of playing with.
Absolutely. And Hanastova with another beautiful kick to relieve the pressure, taking advantage of that wind to her back. Just excellent, excellent decisions there. So clearly that was a discussion they had, I'm sure, at halftime, she and her coaching staff, to deliberately kick this ball, chase it, a vantage
Absolutely.
point.
We have a wind that is very strong and gusting right into that corner that Hannah kicked it to. She already has a very strong foot. So at this point, they have to use that wind and her command of kicking to really just, keep Beantown under pressure. And it really is looking like that's what their strategy has been in this second half.
Yes, it has. And the Raptors continue to attack with force and ferocity as they try to make this game unclaimable for Beantown.
They're knocking on the door. We might see
a drop kick, and I knew
drop
that was
kick
coming, and it was, and it's good.
And it's good.
So Hannah, you knew it. You called it
earlier.
I predicted
it. Yes.
You called this.
I predicted it earlier in the game after Kelly Siri slotted through her drop goal. I predicted that we would see an answer from Hanastova.
It's called karma. Karma comes back to you.
That's right. So that brings the score to 18 Glendale and 8 Beantown.
10-pound deficit there.
Absolutely.
10-point deficit.
It's it's a little disheartening to have that happen.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So Beantown dishes it, and they now take it.
Absolutely. The game of rugby. It's the one game in the world that karma controls at some point. You better bet anything you do, it'll come back. Good and bad. Good and bad. So.
Yeah. Well, that looks like now Glendale has really has taken some momentum from that drop kick, which might be slowed down again after dangerous tackle by one of the Beantown players. And nothing but a warning right now from the referee. So Mari Wallace was
She escaped the bullet.
left off easy.
she escaped the bullet. It's been a clean game. I mean, you know, these players are playing hard. Things like that happen. It's happened to me. It's happened to you, I'm sure. And been on both ends of it, both dishing it and receiving it. But, you know, the refs are pretty good about recognizing the intent of the player, you know, and I think that the referee made a great decision with that.
Absolutely. I mean, I think that the attacking player just went low and there was no intent to injure, which really, you know, I think the referee did her due diligence by speaking to the offending player, but no.
Absolutely. And that kick was no good. So Beantown will take a 22 dropout as Glendale gets ready to wage another attack. They are on fire right now. I mean, they're working very well as a team. Both units are working extremely well. And they're just forcing Beantown to create these errors and make these penalties. It's just a frustrated squad. Hats off to Glendale for that. They're sticking to their game plan. And they're doing a great job at it. Patience. It goes back to patience. They're executing the basics pretty well right now.
Absolutely. You see Hannah Stolba using the wind to her advantage to move her team forward, to put them in a scoring position. And I think it's going to be, you know, incumbent on Beantown to really pick up their defense and try to get back some of that possession and some of that momentum that they had early on in the half.
Absolutely. There's a turnover there by Glendale. Ball knocked forward. Referee awarding the advantage to Beantown. This game is coming to a close very soon. Beantown's going to have a standing chance to do anything in this game. They're going to have to make a great use of this ball.
Well, there's probably about 15 minutes left in the game, and it's certainly not over yet. I think it's at this point, Glendale has a lot of momentum behind them, and they've spent a lot of time in Beantown's half, but it's certainly not over for Beantown in any way, shape, or form. They've shown themselves to be a good team that's able to score quickly. So I think it's going to really come down to what team can execute their game plan better.
Absolutely. So far, Glendale has been at the forefront of that. But like you say, Beantown has won championships. They know what it is to win. They know what it is to come back. And looks like they're getting a little bit of fire kindled under their feet with this maul.
So for those of you who have just joined us, the score is Glendale 18, Beantown 8, and about 15 minutes, give or take, left in this game.
That turnover there. Not so much. Penalty assessed against Raptors as they back up 10 meters. Beantown is going to presumably kick it to touch and restart with a line out. That's a good kick by Kelly Seri, putting her team in much better field position, relieving a little bit of the pressure. might spin it out.
That play didn't work as written, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
That was a bit of a mishandle there between the 10 and 12. Amy Daniels making up for it with a big hit.
And now Beantown puts a little pressure on. A little hard work there by Maury Wallace, showing her skills showing why she was an Eagle. That pass looked very forward. And it was. So Beantown staying with it. And Glendale most certainly trying to make it as hard as possible for them to come back into this game.
Have a scrum down here to Beantown.
Free kick there.
It's a free kick.
Beantown. So in a free kick, Beantown would not be wise to kick the ball to touch because the ball essentially can be played.
They would lose possession of
exactly.
And there would be a line out if it went directly out where the kick came from.
Absolutely.
So it's a ball that they want to keep in play, and they've done well to keep it within their forwards because that's really been their strength in this second half. They really are able to maul their way down the field and to gain territorial possession. So it's pretty smart to keep it in the forwards, draw in some of that Glendale defense, and then look to take it wide with their backs.
Absolutely. They've set up a great platform for the backs. But there's a lack of support, and it results in a turnover to the Raptors, not releasing. There was no one there to support her. All the forwards were still kind of caught up in the collapsed maul. And it's the responsibility of all parties to get to that support position, save that ball. Doesn't matter what number you're wearing on your back. It's all about possession, so everybody becomes a rucker.
We're going to see another line out here, another Glendale line out.
And they are successful with that line out.
Maintain their possession.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, and a bit of a mishandling there by the Glendale backs means that Beantown has an opportunity, but they regain possession.
And they're coming out just from all over the place. Angling in at pace, that's the key. They're coming in at pace. It makes a difference. Hard to tackle someone when you're on the back foot and they're coming full frontal in full tilt. Well, not full frontal in the way that most of us know it, but and on that note, I'll stop.
A full frontal attack.
Thank you, Inez. You knew exactly what I was thinking.
I'm with you.
Looks like Hannah Stoba's going to attempt to put 3 more points on the board.
So Glendale's really just showing a tenacious attack here. Not really doing much with the ball, but just playing very smart rugby, forcing Beantown to commit errors and commit penalties, which is really what has kept them on in the winning this game so far. You have a fly half like Hannah Stolba, who's just really good with her foot. That is not an area of the pitch that you want to be committing these sorts of errors if you want to stay, you know, in this game.
You're absolutely right. And she's essentially just kicked these opportunities, you know, for the good for the Glendale Raptors to put them up 21 points while Beantown still maintains their 8. Just a very effective kicking game.
And that's just unlucky there.
Yeah, the unlucky mishandles.
By number 11,
Ashley Clancy.
Again, that's sort of the mistakes that you want to make this late in the game when you're trying to make up this this deficit.
That's right. Penalties are a bad idea.
I agree.
There are times, however, when penalties are not such a bad idea.
Sometimes penalties are a good idea.
Yeah, but you're
if you want to, you know, stop the momentum of a team that's really having a lot of attack.
The timing of penalties.
Exactly.
It's crucial.
Oh, and there we have a big tackle by
Amy Daniels,
inside
right?
center Amy Daniels, yeah.
And Glendale is almost draws another try. Patience. That would have been a moment to just calm it down, not rush the passes. 50-50 passes. In this stage of the game they are just not necessarily necessary, especially when you have a lead.
That's true, but right now, I mean, Glendale really can start taking risks, and you know they're ahead by 13 points. We're running down perhaps 7 minutes left in this game, so they can afford to take those risks and put Beantown under pressure.
Absolutely, you're right. Absolutely. You know, Beantown, you know, in the first half, that was their opportunity when they had all that possession and they had the win in their favor. That was their opportunity to score. And they just didn't, I don't think they put enough points up early on. So that in the second half, Glendale has obviously put up more points. You have used the wind favorably with the foot, and it's resulted in the score being what it is.
That is so true, Phaedra. The amount of possession that Beantown had in the first half and the amount of time that they spent inside the Glendale territory, it was really, they really should have left, they should have finished the first half with more than 8 points. But I think that just is a testament to the strength of Glendale's defense and their tenacity.
Absolutely. And time is certainly winding down. There's not much of it left.
We're going to have another line out here to Glendale. Looks to be about on the 5-meter line. And Beantown comes down with it. Let's see if they can make something positive happen.
Kelly Siri kicks them out of the deep territory.
Gives them a little breathing room.
Yeah. It's pretty quiet out here right now. Beautiful line out there. Very well executed by Glendale.
Ooh.
And that ball is picked off. Yeah, it was a great disruption there by Hannah Stoba. I think Amy Daniels is betting on getting that ball. But now Beantown has an opportunity to.
Oh, that is a big, strong run.
Yeah, that is.
By, I believe that's Tuskahansky.
That's it.
Oh, no, that's not. I'm sorry.
Not back 10. I think we're going to get an advantage here for Beantown. Smart play by Amy Daniels to take that ball. Take that ball up on the quick tap. And now Beantown back line spins it out. Excellent running there by number 13. As we get further, deeper into the territory of Glendale. And there's another penalty assessed against the Glendale Raptors. As Beantown continues to go, and Maury Wallace is in for the try.
Takes it in herself.
Yes, she does. Taking advantage of those quick taps. Glendale not being back 10. Gotta be alert, gotta be alert. Gotta turn around, gotta get back quickly. So, if this kick is converted, it will bring Beantown within 6 points.
And there may not be enough time left for them to come back in this game, this late in the game, but they really showed that they were not going to back down and just allow the Glendale Raptors to steamroll them.
Absolutely. One break set this up. And that kick
and the
is
kick
good.
is good.
There is still time, so Beantown can keep this ball alive and maintain possession, move down the field. We may have a close ball game.
We might have a nail biter on our hands.
We may.
With that conversion, it brings the score to 21 Glendale, 15 Beantown.
That's a bullet kick there by Hannah Stoba. And that ball is knocked forward. Turnover to the Raptors. The Raptors have an opportunity now to essentially put the nail in the coffin. Will they do that?
Both teams have played with a level of patience and have really kept their heads on their shoulders. So hopefully that will continue. Both for Beantown trying to make up the deficit and for Glendale trying to maintain the lead in this game.
Absolutely. Glendale wins this game. This will be their first attempt at a national championship. They are running with some strong energy out there.
Oh, and that's unlucky.
Yes, it is. So the ball goes forward. It's going to be an advantage to Beantown. The ref, there's obviously two knock-ons. The first knock-on is the one that trumps. So they'll bring the ball back to the point of infraction and restart it with a scrum to Beantown.
So Beantown's pretty deep in their own territory, has possession here from a scrum, and you have to wonder what's going through Kelly Seary's head. what's she gonna do? I would try to use my dynamic runners right now, and try to get it into their hands.
And the score, final score, that's the final whistle. Glendale 21, Beantown 15, as they clinch a seat in the final match to be played on Sunday against Berkeley All Blues. 3 o'clock game, 3 o'clock kickoff for first place. And we will have a matchup for third place. Beantown versus the Twin City Amazons.
2 very exciting matches coming up on Sunday, as well as the Tier 2 championships, where those teams will be playing for 5th through 8th place. So all that action will be coming at you on Sunday here from Fort Myers, Florida. Thank you for joining us at the 2012 Emirates Airlines USA Rugby Women's Premier League semifinals, and we hope you've enjoyed yourselves as much as we did. Thank you, Phaedra.
Thank you, Inez. We'll see you guys on Sunday. Make sure you tune back in to the webcast.
Jose, we clear? Jose, we clear?